Good morning. Happy Wednesday. I hope you're having an amazing day. Today is our daily group. And so I figured I was going to start with a couple of prompts. So if you wanted to do the group on the units today, or if you just wanted to participate for yourself, which is 100% okay, I was just going to do a little bit of meditation. But one of the things I try to start every group with is trying to ground people to the present moment. So, releasing what happened in the last moment and being present in this moment. And sometimes, because we have so much going on in our head, it's really hard to do that. So, we have five senses. So, the five senses meditation, I talk about it as a great grounding practice to allow us to release any other moment and actually be present in this moment. And if you ever notice, it's a great way to um, not get caught up in the past or the future because you start noticing things here. So I'm going to start off with a little grounding practice of the five senses meditation. So this we do with our eyes open because it's important for us to have our eyes open. But before we get into that, let's take a nice relaxing breath in and breath out. Another breath in and breath out with a sigh. And I like to add a smile if you can. And sometimes if you don't feel like smiling, it's completely okay. And sometimes you have to remind yourself that it feels good to smile, even though you really don't want to. But don't force yourself to smile if you don't want to. So the five senses meditation, and you can use any of the senses in different orders. You don't have to follow it the way that I'm going to do it right now, but here's an example of the five senses. So after doing the relaxing breath in and out, you can ask someone to name five things that you can see. So for me, I can name that I can see my speaker. I can see a breathing buddy that I use for breathing. I can see a pebble or a stone that I use. I can see my phone. And I can see essential oils. So just name five things. And you can have the person talk about the five things. So why is the stuffed animal, I use that as a breathing buddy when somebody has a difficult time breathing from their belly, they put the breathing buddy on their belly and it rises and falls. And you could see the eyes and you could have the eyes looking at a person, and that's the connection that they could make during the breathing experiment. So you can have a person just talk about the things that they see, and then that brings someone back into the present moment because it's things around you that you currently see. And then four things that you can touch. And I can use the same four things that I just saw, or I can use another four things. So I have a cup of coffee over here, so I could touch that. I have my shirt. I could touch that. I have glasses. I could touch that, the coolness of the glasses. And I have my hair that I could touch that. Or I have the chair that I'm sitting on. I could touch that. So there's all these different things that you can just have a person kind of ground using things that they can touch that are just on themselves. And then three things that you can hear. So for me, I hear the rain outside. I hear a clock ticking. And I hear my cats meowing. So three things that you can hear. So if you're on the inpatient units and you're there, you would probably hear staff around you. You would probably hear moving chairs or moving furniture. You would probably hear somebody else maybe watching TV or somebody else having a conversation. So those are just three things that you could hear. And then two things that you can smell. So I know that with COVID and everything and being restricted on sharing things, you can maybe take a paper towel and use some of the essential oils that we have inside the Healing from Within bag. Put it on the paper towel and put it in the middle of the group. And then you just ask people not to touch it, but that they would smell the essential oil from that far away. So, two things that I could smell the essential oil. I have a couple more essential oils. I could smell my coffee. If I have some any kind of deodorant on or anything on, I could smell that. I could maybe smell what somebody just had to eat. I could smell so many different things, but two things that you could smell. And I know sometimes smells come up and they're not the most pleasant, and that's why the essential oils are really useful to try to change it. And that's also why a lot of places invest a lot of money in making sure that when you walk into a place, it smells a perfect way. So you want to buy whatever they're selling. So if you can change the odors of the environment when you're doing the group, that helps so much. And then one thing that you can taste. And for me, because I had a sip of coffee, I could still taste the coffee. If you just brushed your teeth, if you just had some gum or you just had a mint, those things still stay in your mouth. So the five senses, you could do things you see, five things you see, four things that you can touch, three things that you can hear, two things that you can smell, and one thing that you can taste. And that's a way, and even with me explaining it to you, that is a way of stepping away from whatever you were thinking about before to connect to this moment, be grounded in this moment, being present in this moment. So I gave you that long thing. I'm going to actually read something for you, and I actually had it all set. So this is one of the books that I tried to read, the Book of Awakening. So having the life you want by being present in the life you have. So I invite you just for a couple of minutes now that I gave you a little bit of an exercise you can use for yourself. And you can also use just for a couple of minutes when you walk on the inpatient units, or maybe when you're doing an engagement with someone that just helps them be present in the moment. But now is the time for you. So go ahead and sit back, relax, close your eyes, lower your eyelids, or find a spot to unfocus your gaze. And take a nice deep breath in and out with a sigh. Another deep breath in and out with a sigh. We tend to cling. I envy the tree, how it reaches but never holds. Things that matter come and go, but being touched and feeling life move on, we tend to cling and hold on, not wanting anything to change. Of course, this fails and things do change. Often we are stubborn enough to go after what we think is leaving, trying to manipulate and control the flow of life. And of course, this fails too. We cannot stop life from flowing. So we are left with feeling what was and what is, and we call the difference loss. But all the clinging and holding on only makes it worse. Now new things come, and some of us anticipate the loss and just let the things of life go by without feeling them at all. I've done all these things, but when clear enough and open enough, I try to let things in, to let things touch me. I try not to poke and pull at them as they move through. It doesn't eliminate loss. But when trusting enough to let this happen, I am tuned like a harp held up to wind. So sit quietly and bring to mind a feeling you've tried to hold on to. Breathe evenly and bring to mind a feeling you've cut off. Breathe slowly and bring to mind something you are feeling deeply right now, and try to allow it in without interfering with its presence. Now, as you continue to sit with your eyes closed, I invite you to set an intention for the rest of the day, bringing to mind what you want today to look like and how you can shape it with your thoughts, your actions, and your words. And now I invite you to say to yourself, may I be happy today. May I be healthy today. May my day be amazing today. And may I have a lot of hope today. Now I invite you to go ahead and open your eyes, come back to the environment you started this practice in. I hope that you have an amazing day. Thank you so much for joining me for today's practice and lesson. Also, I'm trying to sneak in little things that can help you with engagements or groups that you're doing on the inpatient unit. It's also about taking care of you. So, thank you so much for everything you do. Thank you for watching the video today, and I hope you have an amazing day. See you soon. Take care. Bye.